All right, guys, welcome back. Real Tough Talk. Stephen J, Ghost, Lou, going over the Elite Eight. Next game we're going to go over is UTF versus Rep City. Now, both teams are coming in off of a bye. Rep City is the number 2 seed. UTF is the number 3 seed. Now, Lou, I'll start with you. A lot of people didn't give Rep City the props they deserve. They talked about the team, even the team not taking the regular season seriously. They finished 5-3. Pretty good record. They say this team kind of don't take the regular season seriously, but they finished the year with the number 1 defense. And they led the league in sacks, and they were tied for first in interceptions. So I know I got on this team all year talking about fool's gold. Mm-hmm. But if that's fool's gold, then I want some of it. Because they only gave up 13.2 points a game, league best.
Well, the only thing the defense definitely played well. The only thing that was a little suspect was their offense.
9th overall.
You know what I'm saying? Tommy, I don't know if it's not being used to the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? He struggled at times. You know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't for that defense, that record definitely would have been different.
What's crazy about that, Lou, is their defense gave up 1 point more than their offense scored. Wow. Their defense gave up 13.2, and their offense scored 13.1. So the only offense that scored less points than Rep City was Street Fan.
Right.
Now, you got to say that they definitely hit with the Cabby draft pick. Because when I look at right now, I'll give you Cabby's numbers. And Cabby this season has 7 touchdowns and 2 extra points. And on the defensive side of the ball, he had 2 sacks and an interception. As how you say, impotent as their offense was, Cabby gave them something. Because if not for Cabby, they wouldn't even have an O in offense. What do you think about that, Ghost?
Cabby's one draft pick that really benefited this team. And not only with his play and the statistics and the things that he's able to do on the field, but the stuff that he did that were not involved in playmaking, whatever. He was talking to the team. He was, giving his insights on what's going on. He would, rally the team. Sometimes he would yell at the team when they make mistakes. And sometimes they need someone to step up and tell them when they're doing something wrong. And that's Cabby getting involved with the team, and that's something that really, I wouldn't say surprised me, but I would say that it was a pleasant thing to see. And that's what I mentioned earlier. And that all of that benefits the team and makes them play better when you have someone dedicated to helping this team win. And I think that they benefited all around with that.
And to me, on the defensive side of the ball, before we go with UTF, Macho was their best defensive player. Mm-hmm. Macho, Lou ended the season with 6 sacks out of the linebacker position. Yep. He has to be up there for defensive player of the year because we see them bring numerous pressure. We see him knock down a few passes, and he's a sleeper. And it's no question that the number 1 defense was led by a guy who's up there for defensive player of the year. So you got to give Macho his props. Macho's a former MVP, former most improved player of the year.
Yeah, that's
so
what it is.
So to add a defensive player of the year to his mantle would be something big for him.
That he's definitely, he got my vote. That's big, and I think he was the only one who sacked JJ from the Raiders.
Yeah,
right? The Raiders only gave up.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, and that was
he's the only one that got JJ this year.
And that was a safety.
Yep.
On the other side, UTF. Listen, number 3 seed, Jeremy, all-star. Not surprisingly. But Juice has stepped up on this scene. Now, UTF is coming in. They were 5-3. Number 6 offense in the league. Number 6 defense in the league. They were 5th in sacks, but they were tied for first with interceptions. You got to admit, Ghost, that a guy who's looked to at sometimes as a knucklehead, as he's kind of loud, you know, Juice had a good season on both sides of the ball.
And the thing about it is nobody ever questioned his talent and his playmaking. You know, he was a former All-Star with DG, went to the championship with them years ago. Yep. You know, so this is something that he does. When you bring Juice onto your team, yeah, sometimes he can be a hothead. Sometimes you hear him, he talks smack, everything like that. But you never question his dedication to making plays on the field. And that's something that's not shocking at all. When you're able to connect with a guy like Juice, he's going to benefit your team on any side of the ball. On this season, it's been on offense more than on defense, but you never count him out on any side of the ball. He's given us 110, and he's going to benefit your team however he can.
And Lou, he stepped up in Mamba's absence. He gave them exactly what they need. Now, I think Jeremy, G, Brown, and Juice made the all-star team. Brown having a very good year this year on the defensive side of the ball. Made some plays on offense, scored a few touchdowns, but he played really good on the defensive side of the ball. When these two teams played each other in the regular season, Rep City beat them 20-6, but that was a suspension game.
Right.
But Jeremy was suspended. Right. And they went with the 2-quarterback system in Yomi Yomi and Stevie, which didn't really work out. And Grunk threw for Rep City, throwing 3 touchdown passes, throwing 1 interception, but 3 touchdowns. That's what we had the whole controversy is Grunk the guy? Now, we've seen Tommy finish the season as a starting quarterback. These two guys have completely different styles, but now we get to see what it's really like when you have Tommy versus Jeremy, Lou.
And you know, the thing is, you got to remember, out of those 5 wins, Tommy only really got 3. Right? Yeah. Am I right? Because they won with Grunk, and then they won with Dave.
David, yeah.
So, you know, basically you're 3-3 with Tommy. You know, but let's see what happens in this game.
Anything you want to say real quick, Gus, before we go to the game about UTF?
One thing I always say with UTF is they win ugly. Their games are never clean. Their games are never, we're shutting you down or whatever. They win ugly. Sometimes they make mistakes. Sometimes they keep other teams in the game. But one thing that they're very good at, they are good at closing games. They are, I would say they are, in a baseball comparison, they are Mariano Rivera in his prime, for the Yankees. They know how to close out games. Whenever it comes up to them finishing a game strong and winning, they know how to do it. They showed it last season, and that's why they're the reigning champs right now, and they're here to show it now in the game like this. They've been doing it all season, and this is another one they have to show for it now.
All right, we'll jump into the game with UTF getting the ball first. First down, Jeremy throws deep to Dev in the gap, picked off by David. We just talked about David being another quarterback that got the win. And like I said about Rep City, they were tied for first in interceptions. And what happened? Jeremy tries to catch him sleeping, tries to make a big play, goes downfield, and Dave makes him pay.
And one thing I could say about David, yes, he's a quarterback that can step up and help your team win a game. He was able to score, pretty well when he came in to play quarterback. But one thing I could say is he is an athlete in and of itself. He's out there on both sides of the ball. He can play offense. He can play defense. And as you see here, he's able to chase down the ball and make a big play for that interception. So whenever he's on the field, any position you put him in, he's able to make something happen. And that is another addition that this Rep City team made to their team, and David has benefited him exponentially.
All right, Tommy gets the ball back. Third down, Tommy throws it JP in the gap. Almost picked off by Brown. Rep City's forced to punt. We just talked about Brown making an all-star team. We just talked about him making plays. Lou, this is a big play by Brown. I know he would have loved to get the interception, but he does force Rep City to punt.
Well, the thing is, Brown, it was a good play, but the thing is, you gotta remember, he's also a part-time rapper. He would never drop a mic, but he goes and drops a ball here. You know, he was upset. He was upset about it. You know, but yeah. Even though Tommy threw it straight at him.
I think he was looking end zone. When he saw this pass, he was looking end zone, which caused him to drop the ball. UTF gets the ball back, and as you can see here, unsuccessful in moving the ball. They're gonna have to punt, giving it back to Rep City. Second down, Tommy, a blocker from B-Dot is still sacked by Ja. If you look here, Cabby is wide open deep, and Ghosty gets the flag for cursing, and you know he's upset as Rep City can't get no further. They have to punt, second punt in a row. Cabby was really frustrated and got caught with the cursing.
Yeah, but my thing is, you got to understand, in Tommy's point of view, he's under pressure. You see him coming in with a fast guy like Ja coming in for the sack. There's no way to see the opposite side of the field when you have a guy already in your face. So this is where protection comes in. Unfortunately for B-Dot and whoever else was there, Ja is way too fast for them. So Ja's able to run pretty much around them and get to the quarterback anyway. And that's why communication is key with how you line up, because once these guys come, there's no stopping it once they have the good angle and straight shot to the quarterback. That's why Cabby didn't get the ball, but the flag didn't benefit them at all, and it actually pretty much sealed the deal for them to be forced to punt.
All right, UTF gets the ball back. Jeremy on 4 rush runs in on the sideline for a decent game. Third down, Jeremy is blitzed and sacked by Meach as Meach gets by G and gets the sack. Lou, Meach is showing what he do. Meach is a former defensive player of the year. He's showing the pressure he can bring. G is a known blocker, won awards for this. Meach got a better part of G on this play.
But now, he was definitely getting past. Now this is UTF G, not Dominican G.
Right.
Now here's the thing, that G has not played most of the season.
Yeah.
He's been there. Now you're putting him into a playoff situation, which is, you know, you got to step up. At the end of the day, you got to step up. So, you know, he got caught. You know, I saw Jeremy yelling at him like he was the other G, you know, because their relationship, you know how to go.
Yeah.
Jeremy yells at whoever. Jeremy yells at whoever's on the field. So you know that's
Let
Jeremy.
me rephrase that. That G did not win Gibber the block of the year, but he was up there for the Pats. That's what I meant to say. Excuse me for that. Right.
Sorry.
Fourth down. Jeremy on 4 rush. Throws deep to Lou open in the middle for a big gain and the first down. If you look here, first of all, I love the fact that Lou's one of the core young guys. He was there with Nunu. They like brothers, these guys. So you know he likes the fact that he's getting a bigger part of this offense. Jeremy goes downfield and finds him. If you look here, Rel trips while he's defending him and gets Lou open. And if you give Jeremy space, he's going to make the throw. That's why I call him Jeremy Allen, like Josh Allen. But the kid got a strong arm, makes a good play there. Then Jeremy, a blocker from Kaka, a.k.a. Sauce, is still sacked by Meach. The question was, Ghost, was this a tag?
And I think this one here, I have the perfect shot. He clearly missed him here. But my thing is, the ref is not at the best angle to make a call, and it looked like he saw something different. But I'm on the side where you can see if Meach gets to play, and he just misses him. And understand, Meach comes in with the right angle, but Jeremy is so shifty that he's able to get by guys rushing in, and it's hard to even the refs to anticipate. But I think G gets away with another one. But the fact that he's able to just rush in and put pressure right away, I think it caught everybody by surprise. But Meach is coming in, putting pressure on the quarterback, making plays happen.
Second down, Jeremy throws to death on the sideline, getting to the 7-yard line. Fourth and goal, Jeremy finds Buto cutting in front of the end zone for the touchdown. 6-0, UTF takes the lead. Lou. Lou. How in the world of chips and gravy?
I already know it's coming.
Did Buto, a known defensive guy, beat Red City, the league's #1 defense, on a quick slant in the end zone? Maybe you can explain this to me.
It could have been that they thought they were on offense and thought Buto was blitzing and let him go. I'm just surprised that Buto held on to the ball. That's what's the shocking thing. Because his hands are not. Well, what's that insurance?
Not certified.
They're not the good. His hands are not the good hands. People's hands.
Listen, it's hard for me to criticize that because we used to say the same thing about Macho, who ended up winning MVP, who had Butterfinger hands, who couldn't catch anything. And he was one of their main offensive players on that Violators team years back. So my thing is, anything is possible. And it may start now. Listen, don't quote me, but don't be surprised if years from now, you see Buto on the offense more, making plays, and end up an MVP. I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm not going to knock it. And as long as he's going to be a target for Jeremy to get into the end zone, Jeremy's going to throw it to him. I'm not mad at it because it worked in the end.
Well, unless you get a hand transplant, probably from the same surgeon that gave Ramsey the brain transplant, possibly.
Well, Tommy gets the ball back to Rep City. Remember, right now it's 6-0 UTF. Tommy throws a cabbie, cutting on the sideline for a nice game, picking up the first down. Then Tommy throws to Wesley in the gap, who beats Omar Cutting in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. 6-6, they score right back. Now, Omar's one of them guys from Casino that they say is coming up, young dude, getting used to it. Wesley destroys him on the route. He cooked him. Hit it with the move, and first of all, it started off by Sean Wiley's team drafted, making a big play. Now this is, Wesley plays with Bam in the A. If Wesley can be consistent like this, he is almost unstoppable. Omar can't go. He knows how to get win on the field. He knows he has more experience on the field than Omar as far as uptown. Great move on him goes and able to find the end zone for touchdown.
It was just a good pass and a good route overall. Wesley is known to do this. The thing about Wesley is he's not consistently coming out here to do this. And that's the one gripe I have with Wesley. From when he brought his own Valley Boys team in. I'm like, yo, you're supposed to be the one guy dominating on that team. And he wasn't. But he can. If he's able to do this, play like this, he can be one of the best receivers on this team. But kudos to him, he's able to step up and make a big play here.
And Ghost, to go on your point, could you imagine if he would have made more games, him and Cappy, that combination?
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness, yes.
It's crazy because I think Rep City had to use the exempt player thing for him. I think he made 3, maybe 4 games. I know he definitely made 3, but I don't think he made more than 3. So they had to use that exempt space for him. If he was here all season with Cabby, whoa, like you said. All right, and then throw time there if he was to show up. All right, Jeremy's blitzed by Meach, rolls left, runs for a short gain, holding on the offense, 5 yards, be playing down. Then Jeremy's blitzed by Meach and sacked by Cabby. Meach is getting through the blocks. They missed their original G, the YMM G, because Meach is coming through making big sacks. Third down, Jeremy throws the ball, but it's blocked by Cabby. I give it incomplete. This is what I want to talk to you about, Lou. Last play of the game, at the half, Jeremy throws it up. It's picked off by Rel. Meach gets ejected for cursing, taking us into the half. Now, the controversy on this play was that there was a flag on the play.
Yeah.
Meach cursed because he said the official told him we was at halftime. Now, the rule in the UFL is people think, you curse, it's a timeout. No. The owner of the league came out and said you cannot curse on the field of play. That means anytime on the field of play, you cannot curse. So if you're in a timeout and you're still on the field of play and you curse, give me a flag. Halftime, if you're on the field of play, you're going to hit a flag. If you're on the sideline, off of the field of play, nobody's saying it's a curse, you know what I'm saying, Lou? But then it's more understandable. I was told by the official that not only did Meach curse, he cursed twice. And he said, I cursed on purpose because it's halftime. I can effing curse. That's what was said. So not only did he admit cursing, he admit doing it on purpose. The other team heard it. He's ejected. Go ahead, Lou.
The thing is that what's the score now at the half?
6-6.
You shouldn't be frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Because you're playing well. It's a close game. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Okay, let's say he got confused, right? Still, you're gonna go curse in front of the ref twice and then say that and then expect that you're not gonna get a flag. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you getting yourself all worked up over what? You broke the rule. There's a consequence and a penalty. And you should think about your team, how you've been playing. You've been putting the pressure on Jeremy. And then you do this. And sadly, there's a lot of players that can't control themselves who have cost their teams because of that.
You know what, and I'll let Ghost finish up. You know what I get tired of? I get tired of, well, it's because it's us, you do it.
Yeah.
Because of us, you throw a flag. Because of us, it's this. Because of us, it's that. Did you break the rule and get caught? Did you curse? Why are you frustrated? You have 2 sacks. Okay, it's 6-0. Well, if I recall, Ghost, Tommy's been playing like this all season.
But I don't even think he's frustrated. I think that I think they were bragging because he was hyped that they got the interception. They ended the half tie in the game. They held UTF, which makes it worse. I think that he was hyped. And that's why I said, oh, I can effing you know? And the thing is, he's not the only one who does things like that. My thing is this. First of all, first and foremost, have some respect for the league. You know? That's first and foremost. There's a reason why we have the curse rule in place. It's not because, oh, we want to end the game and we want to throw a flat. No, it's because we want to find a way to help people play in better control of themselves.
Discipline.
Because, yes, discipline. The less you're talking, saying all of these bad words, and you know, the less likely you're going to say something disrespectful to the next person, you know? And then there's less altercations and whatever, more control overall, you know? That's what we're aiming for. That's what we aimed for from the very beginning. And that's what a lot of players don't understand. So when they say, oh, it's halftime, I can curse, now you're just being blatantly disrespectful, you know? Now, before, it wasn't like the refs wanted to throw a flag on things like that, but now they are because it's blatant. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. It's blatant, you know? And that's the issue that a lot of people don't understand. So that's one. And two, what is the benefit of it? What is the benefit of opening your mouth? You know? And that's why in the end, it was only him arguing about this. He put his own foot in his mouth. Well, he should have put his foot in his mouth because then he wouldn't have cursed. But my thing is this. Why? That's all I'm saying. I showed that whole drive, the last drive, because he was on it. His name was in that whole drive. Even on the flag play that they got, he put Jeremy under pressure. Who knows what he could have did in the second half? They need every man on deck. And you got a flag. Now, granted, Cabby getting frustrated because he couldn't get a pass, that hurts too. That's why the whole team has to play under control. They got to be able to hold their own composure. Because if Cabby doesn't get called for a flag, then Meach would still be in the game. So I'm not blaming Cabby though, but it's a whole team thing. And that's what they got to understand. This is playoffs. This is the worst time that you can afford to give up players, let alone plays like this.
Now, Lou, UTF, interception, punt, touchdown, interception. That is the recipe of inconsistency. Gotta be concerned, especially if you have one of the most exciting quarterbacks in the league, Jeremy, making the mistakes he's making. Gotta be a little closer concerned.
Well, you know, here's the thing. You know that Jeremy, like that, the first drive, he throws the interception. Jeremy's gonna go for the long ball. That's a given. You know what I'm saying? And it's 50-50. Either you get an interception or you're not. But I wouldn't be really too concerned because of the type of quarterback that he is. You know what I'm saying? It's 6'6". If let's say maybe if it's 14-6, okay, maybe a little bit. But you're going into the half tied at zip, technically. You know what I'm saying? You know, 2 interceptions, all right, but Jeremy's going to do that for the most part. You just got to be under control. Don't make any more mistakes as far as throwing interceptions going into the second half.
All right, we'll jump right into the second half with Rep City getting the ball. Tommy throws deep to Cabby in the middle, knocked away by Juice. If you look here, Gronk is opening the gap. You can't tell me that Tommy didn't take the shot downfield because he missed Cabby earlier in the game. Because if you look in the gap, Gronk is wide open. Third down at the 49, Tommy on 4 rush, throws deep to Dave on the sideline, overthrown, incomplete. Fourth down, Tommy throws to David in the gap, low, passes drop, turnover on downs. They got in, they got out. Tommy looks like he's trying to be like the way Gronk was and get the ball downfield, when that is not something that you need to do. That's not your style. And they turn the ball over early. Second down, Jeremy throws deep to Lou in the gap, knocked away by David. Third down, Jeremy with blocking from G, throws deep to Omar in the gap, caught in the end zone for the touchdown. Juice gets the extra point, 13-6. If you look here, Cabby's there, but Omar makes a nice catch. Lou, you gotta think Omar's thinking about what Wesley just did to him, and he's looking for revenge and gets it on a guy who made a career out of mossing on guys in Cabby.
Yeah.
So Omar got the better of Cabby here. Great pitch and catch by Jeremy. Great catch by Omar.
And you know, and Omar seems to be a capable player on both sides.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? He's quiet. You don't hear him. He doesn't really fit into the UTF, YMM, you know, loudmouths. You know what I'm saying? But he takes care of business, letting his game speak.
All right. Tommy gets the ball back on 4 rush, throws to Wesley, cutting in the gap for a nice game, picking up the first down. Then Tommy throws to JP on the sideline. Sauce misses the tag as JP bobbles the ball. He gains the possession, runs into the end zone for the touchdown. Grunt gets the extra point, 13-13. Now, what happens here? The artist formerly known as Kaka.
You mean Jesse?
Gets frustrated and yells and goes crazy and has his team challenge the tag. When they go to the booth and look at the challenge, what did they find, Ghost?
He missed. And the funny thing is, and not to cut you off, they were screaming at Mike, the owner, because they gave him the flag, which I think that was a bad idea. They said, don't throw the flag, don't use it. And he throws it. He throws it. So you know what? Got to go through with it now. And we already saw that he missed. I believe they knew that Kaka, Jesse, Sauce, whatever your name is, the guy who missed the play. That's his name at this point. He missed it. Now, there was arguments on the field that, you can't really advance a bobble with JP or whatever, that the ball should have been dead there instead of being a touchdown. But if you look, one, he never had possession of the ball. It wasn't like he purposely lost the ball when
which is what the rule is for. That is what the rule is for. Go ahead,
that's one. And two, we never had that rule per se because the player himself is putting himself at risk. Because all the defender has to come and put his hand in or make some contact. You're putting yourself at risk, even taking a chance of bobbling the ball on purpose. I don't see nobody really trying to do something.
I've never seen that.
Worst case scenario, they try to bobble the ball, somebody comes, gets a hand in, it's an interception going the other way. So I don't see nobody really taking that risk anyway. So that's why we never enforced a dead ball on the bobble.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's just
advancing
dumb.
the bobble on purpose.
It looked like JP was really struggling to get possession of the ball. The whole way he was struggling to catch that ball. And he finally got it into the end zone. Either way, Kaka has to make that tag or at least get a hand in. He missed on all counts. And that's why JP was able to get that touchdown there.
And Lou, if I'm them, I would never trust Sauce again. Because he was the one that put it out there at first that he made the tag. See how sometimes players, I don't want to say lie, fib, because you thought you made a tag that the camera saw that you missed. You know what it is? these guys don't want to be criticized by their teammates, so they fit, aka lie, aka tell untruths, aka create myths. He created a myth that he made a tag. And then Mike, who's really the GM and owner, no coaching experience, throws a challenge flag after the team says, don't challenge the play.
Well,
once again, last thing, Lou, they went crazy and yelled at me talking about the tag. I took it, but because when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong.
Right.
I think I got this one right. Go ahead, Lou.
Well, you got to remember, Jesse could have thought he tagged him. Mike probably, more than likely, trusted Jesse, lying Jesse, and through the challenge. You know what I'm saying? You're on the other side of the field. You're going to trust your player.
I'm not trusting Sauce on that. I'm not trusting Sauce, not Sauce. You want to tell me Juice? You want to tell me Cha? I got you, but not Sauce. I'm not. He's too emotional, and his emotions got the best of him by saying he made a tag and he clearly missed.
And
anyway,
he's a little nuts anyway, but yeah, I get it.
13. Hart is in a great place.
Yeah.
Great motivator.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't trust him on the football field.
Yeah.
All right.
He might have been dropped once or twice as a kid.
13 tie. Jeremy gets the ball back. He's going to throw to Omar in the middle for a nice gain and a first down. If you look here, Cabby's playing too far back. Now, Cabby just got beat with a touchdown by this guy. So now he's playing on a cushion, and Jeremy's going after the space given. Second down, Jeremy blocking from Puto, and Sauce is still sacked by Wesley. That is ridiculous. That two guys are blocking Wesley, and Wesley still gets the sack. Dang, they missed the former block of the year. Third down, Jeremy on forward rush runs to the sideline. Cabby misses the tag as Jeremy runs into the end zone for the touchdown. Swan gets the extra point, 20-13, UTF. Jeremy's the best running quarterback in UFL. There is no one better than him. No disrespect to Shannon, no disrespect to Ramsey. He is the best running quarterback in the UFL. There is no better quarterback running the ball in the UFL. No disrespect to Akon when he was throwing. You can't tell me a quarterback that runs better than Jeremy in this league. And he shows it. And the thing about it is he knows when to do it. And he's not only the best runner, he's the most elusive runner in the game. 20-13 goes.
One thing we always say, like you said, he's the most elusive quarterback in this league. He knows how to dodge tags. And dodging tags is very hard. It's easy to break tackles, not easy to dodge tags. And Jeremy has been doing it the past couple of seasons. And I don't know no quarterback that's able to dodge a tag the way Jeremy does. It comes out of nowhere. You would think that he's in the pocket, he got nowhere to go, Lou, and he just gets by the guy. And it's crazy how he gets by. Cabby, it looked like he made a lazy tag here because it looked like he felt like there was nowhere else for Jeremy to go. But then Jeremy's able to like move his body around the tag. It's like he made a rubber or something. I don't know how he does it, but he's able to get around him and get into the end zone for the score. And this is why Jeremy is such a dangerous quarterback to go against, because he could find any way to score, beat you downfield, chop up the short game, or run and take off and get 20 yards. So what do you do against a quarterback like this? And he's showing that in this game with his score here.
I'll say two things about Jeremy's run. Jeremy's been doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think I said on Saturday, either Jeremy has a lot of experience running from the cops, where he runs, or he did not get beat a lot because his parents couldn't catch him. Because that's the way he runs. He doesn't run like, you know what I'm saying? It's like he's running like he's don't touch me type of thing.
Yeah, like you move from the belt.
Yeah.
I remember those. I wasn't as quick as Jeremy. I got caught a lot of times. Goes to tell you. My mom caught us. My mom caught both of us. Pretty good.
Yeah, both of us, yeah.
We wasn't elusive like Jeremy. We could have used Jeremy.
Listen, I wish. Let's just say that.
All right, 20-13, UTF. Tommy gets the ball back. On fourth down, throws deep to Cabby on the sideline, caught and runs to the 7-yard line and the first down. If you look here, Juice loses Cabby as he runs deep. This is what Cabby wanted from the beginning. If Tommy would have did this in the beginning, Cabby doesn't curse, Misha's still in the game. But at the end of the day, for Tommy to go downfield on 4th down. So Cabby shows that either he was confident or worried. Either or, this is a big shot downfield as Juices loses Cabby as he runs deep. Second down, Tommy on 4 rush runs to the sideline for a short gain, but Tommy is flagged for running inside of the 5-yard loss and lost it down. Third down, Tommy finds Cabby cutting in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown, 20-19. Rep City chasing extra point. Now, Lou, Cabby is doing everything in his power to single-handedly keep Rep City in this game, especially what he's been doing offensively. Shout to him this game and the season.
Putting them on their back. You know what I'm saying? Carrying his team. And that was a great throw by Tommy. You know what I'm saying? That was he threw it in the right spot. I'm talking about the bomb before that to get them to the 7. You know what I'm saying? And now you're down, 1 point? Now you're going to go for the win?
They're going for the win, for pretty much the lead.
The lead, yep.
For the 2-point, Tommy on 4 rush throws it David in front of the end zone. Incomplete. But if you look here, Ghost, Grunk is wide open. If you saw earlier in the game, he missed Grunk wide open. I don't think they ever built this chemistry. You got to hit Grunk here because of his size and his ability to box people out with his body. But Tommy never even looks at him and he gets stopped.
And I'm going to point out something. And this is something that defenses notice about quarterbacks after a while. If you look at that play with Cabby earlier, what side was he on? I'll tell you, he was on the right side. He didn't look on the right side as he was under pressure, and he rolled out to the left, forced to play on the left side. When he missed Grunk, Grunk was on the right side. He ended up favoring the left side. In this play here, he goes to David on the left side. He leaves Grunk open on the right. So he's favoring the left side. When he threw the Cabby just now, he was already on the left side. So the defense already notices where he's going, and that's why they bunched up on this play here and made it hard for Tommy to make it.
Wow.
But if you look, Gronk is open on the other side, on the right, and the thing about it is, big bodies in the end zone are almost surefire plays. Because the defender, if they're behind him, they can't get around him in time. That's why we emphasize Vadim being a good player in the extra point when he plays for Monarchs. Because his size, the defenders can't get around him before he gets the ball. So Gronk is bigger than Vadim. So he's a better target for plays like this. And then he's wide open. I don't understand the logic of you not looking on that side. And you had time. But you already laser focused on where you was throwing because that's exactly where you went before. But no disrespect to Dave, that he's not Cabby. When you threw it to Cabby, Cabby wasn't even looking. You just expected Cabby to look. And that's why it was such a great play, because you caught the defense off guard and only Cabby was aware of the play, and that's why he was able to snag it. Dave, this was not the same throw. And Gronk is open on the other side. Thus, points left on the table. That's unfortunate. But you left it on the table by yourself because you didn't span the field.
B-Dot said that's what we brought Grunk here for.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And he was cooking a meal, ran around the park a couple of times. That's how open he was. There was no one near him.
So now Rep City needs the ball back. They're gonna go onside. Juice drops the ball. Richie recovers the ball for Rep City, but Wesley is flagged for fair catch interference. Now, UTF ball, game ends. UTF runs out the clock, 20-19. The park went crazy. No, I'm not going to. Rep City went crazy.
Yeah.
Because they thought they had the ball. Now, I've been reffing this game for over 10 years.
Hold up, not you, Jay Brown.
Okay, Jay Brown. Ghost has been a part of this game since we were kids. Lou has played this game, recorded the game. He knows about this game. So you got 3 analysts that know about the game.
Mm-hmm.
If the receiver calls a fair catch, which you see Juice clearly doing, You cannot obstruct his vision or his lane. If you look here, first Wesley says he was pushed. Ghost, was he pushed?
He wasn't even touched.
Okay. You see him jump up and wave over Juice's head, which is obstructing the receiver's vision to the ball. Now, if Juice didn't call fair catch, maybe you have an argument. The ball, and then Wesley says, well, as long as the ball crosses the 50, I could even catch the ball in the air. Not true. Never in the history of football have you seen the guys go onside and kick the ball straight up. They must kick the ball onto the ground, and then it bounces up 10 yards, and then they could get the ball. Well, on the kickoff in football, the ball must hit the ground in order for it to be live, even if it passes the 50. Why? Because I can have Lou throw the ball straight up, and I can run under it and attempt to catch the ball. It's not allowed. You cannot, especially when he called the fair catch. Wesley clearly obstruct Juice vision and lane to the ball, which is why it's a flag. You've never seen this in NFL, somebody jump on a kickoff. You've never seen it. It's illegal, and that's what happened. I'll let Lou and Ghost give me their opinion on this. But I just
want to say one thing, and I know both of you guys are going to agree with me. If you looked at the play, it looked like Juice was going to drop it anyway.
Yes.
And that's the thing that's crazy, because if you look, Juice was out of position already. So it looked like that ball was coming out regardless. Wesley did not need to go anywhere near Juice, and they probably would have got the ball because he didn't touch it. He didn't knock the ball out and cause the ball to drop.
Even though he tried. He trying to hit the ball.
But that was going to happen anyway, whether Wesley was there or not. That's one. Two, the point that Wesley was made, if you look at what Wesley's trying to do, he wasn't trying to get into Juice's eyes. He was trying to knock the ball away so that he could pick it up. That would have been a flag anyway.
Yeah.
Because you can't be the first person to touch the ball until it falls on the ground.
Correct.
So my thing is this. He was wrong on all accounts. If he would have left things alone and let it happen, they would have got the ball, would have shot for the end zone. You know? So it's crazy that they even had a shot and it's taken away because Wesley overexerts himself and not remembers the basic football rules when it comes to onside kicks or throws.
Go ahead, Lou.
I'll say one thing. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. That's the only thing you could, you know what I'm saying? He's caught up in the emotions. You know, he just, you know. That, look, and you were wrong, Jake. The park went wild because the guys on my side were like,
no, I said the park because they didn't know what happened.
Right,
they just saw that they got, but the officials we all saw him attempt to hit the ball. He obstructed Juice's vision and his lane to the ball.
Dang, that would have been such a great ending.
Yeah.
Yes, if Juice drops the ball and Rep City gets the ball back, we would have seen what happened. But Wesley, because think about it, Lou. If this was legal, we would have seen everybody in every league doing it.
Yeah.
We've never seen this before because they know you cannot catch the ball while it's still in the air.
And the thing is that he's played equipment. He's played equipment.
So he should know that.
He should know.
That's why the kickers always kick it to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Then it bounces up.
And I think that's the fact that he probably missed when he was judging that. I think he didn't remember that when they kick the ball, it hits the ground. So it's already live right as it crosses the line.
Once it passes, it just got to pass 10 yards. Correct. So the 10 yards would be the 50-yard line where we had live, but the ball hit the ground. Mm-hmm. But this ball never hit the ground, and Juice clearly caused fair catch.
Yes.
And Wesley clearly not only obstructs his view, he obstructs his lane to the ball.
I'm not mad at the try, though. He tried his best to make something happen. I'm not mad at that, but
I'm mad at the try because Juice was going to drop the ball because the ball moved in the air. He misjudged it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they end up winning this game 20-19. Give me your thoughts, Ghost, before we wrap this part up.
And what did I say? This UTF team wins games ugly.
Yes, you did.
Not a great game for UTF. They gave up 3 scores, and they had a chance to lose on a walk-off. Well, with time left on the clock, so I can't really say walk-off, but still.
We get what you're saying.
They gave them a position to take the lead at the end of the game. So this was not a perfect game for UTF. And they got to understand, keeping games like this close is not a recipe for winning in the end. You know, they find ways to pull it off, but all it takes is for that one game for it not to work, and they'll be going home. And for the reigning champs to give up a game based on this is not good. So they got to fix whatever issues they have. They need G here. No disrespect to
the other
UTF the other G, but he hasn't been here regularly to help protect Jeremy. They don't have that chemistry. So they need YMMG here. They need him here to protect Jeremy. Jeremy needs to not take so many risks early in the game, because if he doesn't take that interception risk early, they probably could have had a lead, an earlier lead. Probably would have been a different game. Maybe they could have put away the game earlier. You don't want to give the opportunity to the other team, you know? So that's my issues with them. And their defense has to buckle up. They cannot give these receivers so much space. They gave Wesley space enough to beat Omar on that play here. And they gave Cabby way too much space. You're supposed to have 2 guys putting bodies on Cabby at all times. They gave him too much space to make plays, and that's why the game was kept as close as it was.
Well, here's a funny thing. How is it that the number 4 seed is the underdog in the game? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Well, number 3. Number 3.
Everybody thought they would lose. But now here's the thing. What have we always said? Extra points matter.
Yes,
remember in the first half, Tommy had, I don't know if it was Cabby open for the extra point. He was so open that by the time, again, like Ghost said, it was to his right. By the time he saw him open, he must have got nervous and threw it in between the 2 offensive players where nobody was at.
No.
Then at the end of the game, when you score, you miss Grunk. That's 4 points that you left on the field.
Yeah.
You win the game. Just on 2 extra points. I don't know.
Listen,
Rep City, do they bring Tommy back? I would bring him back.
I would bring him back too.
I would, but my thing is they need him for more games than they had this season.
Oh yeah, but then you need
couple.
Wesley there. You need Wesley there as well.
Yeah, Wesley needs to not only be there, he needs to show up in the way that we know he can.
Let me tell you why Rep City's in the driver's seat right now. 1, they get the first pick of next year's draft. I think they're gonna draft Kendu. So you already got Kendu, Bama. You already got Cabby, Bama. Mm-hmm. You already got Wesley, Bama. You got Meach, Bama. You got Rel, Bama. Yep. You got Doc. Bama. These are all Bama guys. So you do that, you still got Ty under contract.
Mm-hmm.
Now Ty, work situation, but you bring him back next year. You still got his rights.
Another Bama guy. Another
Bama guy. So this team is in the driver's seat right now, coming into next season. I wouldn't panic, wouldn't pressure. I'm still going with Tommy. He's my quarterback. Unless for some weird reason, which, I mean, it's possible, you get Danny to join the draft, knowing that you got the first pick in the draft. But then if you do that, you don't get Kendu, because then Kendu will fall. Yeah. But you could trade Ty. Would you trade Ty to get Kendu? I don't know how you do it, but it's a lot of things you could do if you want. I don't think they go with Danny because of D-Boy, who wasn't here, and he was missed. His energy was missed. Now, Meech getting ejected was his fault.
Yeah.
My problem with him was he started pouting and even got his own teammates frustrated. Listen, at the end of the day, you broke the rule. I hate when you can't speed and say, but wait a minute, officer, I saw Lou speeding. I saw Go speeding. You're still getting the ticket. You got caught. And there was no reason for you to curse, especially to curse twice on purpose, which is why he probably really got the flag.
Yeah.
He admitted to cursing on purpose. He said he was cursing because he can't. What? Now, Tommy made several mistakes this game with looking in one side that Ghost pointed out. Ghost couldn't point out better if he gave you a hooked on phonics book. Tommy doesn't look right. He's a right-handed quarterback that don't look right. When you drop back, your right side is looking that way first. How would you look on the opposite side? That's what you got to fix in this game. This is a very talented team. Rel was upset with Meech for taking that flag. That's a leader.
Yep.
I seen B-Dot yell at his team all season for these mistakes of cursing. They got to fix this. They've been playing in the league too long. I know Rel was upset earlier in the game for I think he thought it was a play that the ball wasn't spotted at the right spot. So he lost a blitz, but he could have challenged the spot.
Yeah.
And try to change the spot. That's another thing that's challengeable. The spot.
Yeah, that's a challengeable, the spot. Yep. Because that blitz could have been big. Yeah.
Right. But at the end of the day, they made, and then the last one with Wesley, which is I can't kill Wesley because we don't know if they had a chance. You don't know what's going on as you see the ball coming down.
You never know that the ball's coming out.
Ghost can tell, Luke can tell because they're recording. They can look directly at. But when you're running, you can't tell. So Wesley trying to make a play. I don't kill him for that. On the other side, I'm concerned with Jeremy going 1 for 4 in the first half. They picked it up in the second half, 2 for 2 against the league's best defense. I give him that. Jeremy's going to make plays. They need G to make Jeremy life better. This defense still gave up 2 touchdowns in the second half versus the number 9 overall defense. And they let the best player on this team, Cabby, get busy. They know he's their best player, and they still allow him to get busy in the game. That's an issue. And Mike should not be allowed to even look at the challenge flag. That was a horrible challenge. Especially when your team is saying no. So next week, I don't know if you have to bound it, but just tie his hands up.
That's all you got to do. Give it to Josh.
Josh needs it. Brandon needs. Now, Brandon has done an excellent job leading the team coaching with Josh. Him and Josh have done an excellent job on the sideline. And I know Brandon is one of the most disrespectful talkers in the game, but we've seen growth with his coaching. He knows certain rules. He knows when to get on the refs. He knows when to back off. This guy needs to get a lot of credit, and he's made Josh's job a lot easier. This team is dangerous coming up against the Monarchs. They're not the same knucklehead team as before. And that's going to be a game I can't wait to see. I hope Timothy, the owner league, gives me that week off so I could just watch the games and not have to bring Stephen J to ref.
Yep.
It should be a rematch of last year. It's going to be very, like I said, different team. I think they're a little more, they're more talented than last year's Monarchs team. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, going in, Ramsey got 1 interception. He's a better player than last year as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I guess after the last show, I'll make my prediction, but that's going to be, I think that's going to be a very good, the rest of the playoffs is going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So we're going to wrap this one up. UTF come away with the win, eliminated Rep City 20-19. We'll be right back.